Hey guys, Rich from Richmond Gaming. Hope everyone is doing fantastically well. Well, we are continuing our playthrough of Marvel United X-Men. We're still on the core box, but we are down to the last villain to play through with, or the last anti-hero, I should say, as it is the turn of Magneto. I've saved Magneto to last because I feel like he has the most unique setup in the game. He uses a different mission card, so we'll see how that works. And yeah, let's jump straight on over and take a look, and we'll play the game. Okay then guys, so we've got our board set up, so let's give you a quick overview first of all in terms of what we've got. So locations wise, we've got the Hangar Bay, Asteroid M, Genosha, Xavier Institute for Higher Learning, Weapon X Facility and the X-Jet. Let's go through and take a look at, let's start with Magneto's card actually. And we're going to start off, we're going to turn this around on the other side, and you can see there he does have a special setup, and it says replace the Rescue Civilians mission with the Use Cerebro mission. So that's going to be the special setup, and you can see that we have got the Cerebro card here, and you can see the tokens there that we need to use. So let's take a look at those special rules. So special rules, let's take a look at the other side of his card then. So we've got special rules at the start of each villain turn. Add civilians in the location opposite to Magneto's. His BAM is add one thug and deal 1 damage to each hero in Magneto's location. Each hero in this and adjacent locations must discard 1 action token if they have any. His overflow is, if they can't be added, turn all civilians in that location and in both adjacent locations to thugs. And then villainous plot, the heroes lose if at any moment there are no civilians at any locations. And let's just have a quick check here. So I mean, interestingly is we've got the Weapon X facility, which doesn't start with any thugs. So I'm just going to go away and have a quick look at that and see what the rules say. Okay guys, so we are back, and I have just been scouring the internet. I put a message on Facebook, and it turns out that there's a really simple solution, and that is that I just need to learn how to read, because the villainous plot is the hero loses if at any moment there are no civilians at any locations. I read that wrong. So I read it as in if one of them was, then it was gone, but I was getting ready to swap it out for this one. But yes, I need to learn how to read. So there we go. That is Magneto's overview. Health-wise, he has 5, 7 and 10 stamina, depending on whether you're playing 2, 3 and 4 player mode. So let's talk about Cerebro first of all. So what is special about Cerebro? Well, you can see that we've got heroic actions and movement actions, and a single hero needs to use a heroic action and a movement action in the same turn at the same time to be able to do this. And once you've used it 3 times, then Cerebro is unlocked and that mission is done. Thugs and threats are exactly the same way. And speaking of threats, let's take a look, because Magneto has some unique ones. So starting off then, we have got the Blob. 5 health, his BAM, discard 1 civilian from this location, deal 1 damage and give 1 crisis token to 1 hero in this location. Heroes using move to leave this location must use move instead. We're going to come back to those crisis tokens and run you through exactly how they work. Mastermind then. His BAM is heroes in this and adjacent location reveal 1 random card from their hands. For each hit at the bottom of the revealed cards, discard 1 civilian from that hero's location. And he's coming in with 4 stamina. We've then got 2 cards that are the same, which is magnetic force fields. As long as Magneto is in this or adjacent locations, he can't be damaged. And I ended up dealing these next to each other. So these 4, unless I clear these out, he cannot be damaged whatsoever. We've then got the first of the twins, which is Quicksilver. His BAM is deal 1 damage to the hero with the most cards in hand. If multiple heroes are tied, the heroes get to choose. And he's coming in with 4. Interesting to see him in his sort of classic green outfit rather than the blue. I do like that. And then coming in lastly then is, we've got your girl Scarlet Witch. Her BAM is each hero in this location must take a random card from their hand and remove it from the game. Wow, so it doesn't go to the bottom of their pile. So she's probably going to want to be one that we get rid of fairly early doors, and she's coming in with 4 stamina. So here are the crisis tokens I was talking about, the sort of little exclamation marks there. And it says crisis tokens are used by certain villains to represent their various nefarious influences. Simply use them as described by the text on the cards and dashboards. Some of them will tell players how crisis enters play, and others what adverse effect it causes. So obviously we'll see that as and when we go through Magneto's cards. And I just remembered, I do need to give Magneto's cards a little shuffle, so let's do that now. And then basically what we will do is decide where Magneto is going to be going. So we've got 1 through to 6, remembering again guys that 1 and 6 are connected, it is a circle. So well, let's give that another roll, sorry, because that wasn't very good. Oh, back to a 1, it wants to be a 1. So Magneto is going to start there in the hangar bay, and let's meet our heroes because we've got a bit of a family affair going on today, and I'm going to apologise in advance guys. I have not had chance to finish painting off Scott Summers aka Cyclops, so he is our first character that we've got, and I decided very last minute that we're going to keep it a family affair. So we've got his brother Havoc, who is from the very large sort of extra box that we got. And also, we're using another anti-hero today, but for anyone that doesn't know, this is wife or former wife of Cyclops, Miss Emma Frost, so she can turn her skin to diamond. So Magneto is starting in position 1. That means our 3 heroes are going to start in position 3. Remembering again guys, the way that we win this game is we have to do 7 damage to Magneto. The way that Magneto wins, well, he actually can win in a number of different ways. The first way is that he completes his villainous plot. So the villainous plot for this is if all of our locations have no civilians on them, then he is going to win. He'll also win if he must play a card, but the master plan deck is empty, and you'll see how sometimes we cycle through them. And then lastly, we lose if a hero starts their turn and they have no cards whatsoever. So the board is set, we just need to deal some cards out for our heroes. And as we know in this game by now, the cards themselves act not only as the actions in this game, but they also act as their health pool as well. And every hero starts off with 3. Some heroes have a starting hand card, some heroes have multiple starting hand cards. But for this one, none of them have, so that's absolutely fine. Let's give Havoc's cards a shuffle here, take the top 3. And then last but by no means least is Miss Emma Frost, former wife of Scott Summers. So we've got her 3 cards here as well. Omega class telepath, that's interesting. We'll have a read through that in a little moment. And now we are ready to play guys. So the first thing that we need to do in the way that we always start this game, as you guys know, is we take a card from the master plan deck, and here we go. So organic iron manipulation, so we're not moving anywhere. It's not a BAM, which is nice. Give each hero 1 crisis token, then each hero takes the number of damage equal to their crisis token. Now doesn't say, it's nothing about locations or anything like that, so if it's not specific to a location, then you just take that damage wherever you are. So I'm not going to bother dishing out the crisis tokens because we're going to get actually no, we're not going to get rid of them straight away. They are going to keep hold of them, so let's give them each 1 crisis token, and right off the bat, each of our heroes are going to be losing 1 health. So I think because Cyclops has got 2 of these, we're going to get rid of these. I think we'll get rid of this one on Havoc. And I think we get rid of this move on Emma Frost. So we'll put all of these to the bottom of the deck. And then the last thing that we resolve on the card is, as we know, the symbol here at the bottom, which is going to be a single thug in the location that he is in. So that will go here. So that's the end of Magneto's turn. So now it's time for the heroes. And we need to have a little think here, because we seriously need to think about what we're doing. We need to do some resource management. We've got some horrible henchmen here who have got some awful BAMs. And obviously we need to make sure that we're keeping these civilians in place as well, whilst getting rid of the thugs. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult one. So let's have a little think about what we want to start off with then. Well, I think we're going to start with, let's have a little look there. We really need to get some damage, don't we, on 2 people. But I think what we're going to start with, wow, I've just noticed as well, these have 4 on them, which is not great. Let's start with Cyclops and see what we get next. So with Cyclops, we've got a move, we've got 2 wilds, and then we've got 2 heroic actions. I think what we're going to do is just take those 2 heroic actions and we're just going to put them straight down onto here. So that will be it for Cyclops. Next up then, we're just going to go down in order, I think. So as we know, we always get access to the last card that was played. So Havoc is going to have access to these 2 here, but we'll see what else he has on his card. So this is a blank, but he gets to do 3 damage in an adjacent location, which, I mean, I don't mind trying to take 3 damage off Quicksilver, but it's going to be a little bit tough, I think. We can definitely get rid of this magnetic force field, which is nice. I mean, we really need to get rid of some of these these thugs as well. I'm just looking at the hangar bay and it's already got 2 on there and only got 1 spot left, which is a little bit worrying. I also really don't like the idea that Scarlet Witch is there. I think we're gonna hold on to this card, and I think what we are going to do is we're going to play this double wild card. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to spend the 2 heroic actions, so here and here, and we will get rid of this first threat. And then we get a card that is quite nice for us, which is you may draw cards until you have 3 in your hand. That's handy to be there later on in the game. We're not too concerned right now, which means that we now do have 2 wild actions. So in my head I'm thinking, do we just move to here and do 2 attacks onto Quicksilver and start to try and get rid of these henchmen that Magneto has brought with him? Let's have a quick look. I really don't like the Scarlet Witch card. Wow, this is going to be a tough one, I think. But let's do this. We're going to get rid of this thug from here, and then we are going to move him to here. So that will be his 4 actions, and then we are on to Emma Frost. So this one says organic diamond form. If you have less than 3 cards in your hand, draw 1 card. You cannot take any damage until the beginning of your next turn. That's really, really nice. So I think we're going to play this card here, which is going to give her a move and a heroic action. And what she's going to do is she's going to use Cerebro for the first time. So that's going to go there just like that. And she is then going to move to here and do 1 damage to Quicksilver. So that's using the last 2 from Havoc there. And then we're going to cycle back around and we will be on Magneto, and let's see what we have in store. So this is a move 1, a bam, and then 3 thug tokens in his current and the 2 adjacent locations. So we move to here. We activate the bam. So it says add 1 thug and deal 1 damage to each hero in Magneto's location. Well, nobody's in Magneto's location, so that's absolutely fine. And then lastly is each hero in this and adjacent locations must discard 1 action token. Well, we don't have any action tokens and we got nothing there as well. But we now trigger all of the other BAMs. So let's take a look and go through into. So let's start with the blob. So blobs is discard 1 civilian from this location, deal 1 damage and give 1 crisis token to 1 hero in this location. Well, that's fine because there's nobody in this location, but we do get rid of this token here. Mastermind says heroes in this and adjacent locations reveal 1 random card from their hand. Well, we don't have to worry about that because there's nobody there. And then Quicksilver says deal 1 damage to the hero with the most cards in hand. If multiple heroes are tied, heroes choose. So I think what we are going to do is we're going to do 1 damage to, we're actually going to do it to Havoc. I'm not too fussed about this card at the moment. Or am I? No, actually. No, we are going to keep that. We're going to get rid of this card from Cyclops. He's going to take the he's going to take that. And then lastly, Scarlet Witch. Each hero in this location must take a random card from their hand and remove it from their game. Well, that's fine. We're not in that location. So that is the end of the villain's turn, and we are back and we're going to go with Scott Summers, aka Cyclops. We've got a move and a heroic action. Or we've got our 2 wild. Now we've already got access to a move and a heroic action here. And I'm wondering what we want to do. I think we're going to play his 2 wild cards. There we go. So he's going to play his 2 wild cards, and what he's going to do is he's going to move to here. He is then going to, let's have a quick think. We've moved once. Yeah, I really want to get rid of one of those. So he's going to then drop this down here. And then he's going to move here again and then do a single damage to a thug. So he's moved twice. So using this, and then use this for this, and then used his last wild to do 1 damage onto the thug. And the key thing I want to try and do is keep 2 spaces free in each one at every time. On to Havoc next then, and let's take a card out here. And we can see that Havoc has got we've got the Plasma Blast, we've got this one here, and we've got the 2 attack symbols there. I really want to take out Scarlet Witch, but by doing that, we're really hampering Emma Frost. However, I think what we're going to do is play this card from Havoc. And then what we're going to do is do 3 damage to Scarlet Witch. So that's the 3 damage there. He's then going to use 1 of Cyclops' wilds to make a move. And then he's going to use that last wild to take Scarlet Witch out and take her off the board completely. Really, really didn't like the idea of him being there, of her being there, I should say. And then end of turn, you may move to any other location. Let's have a little look. I mean, part of me wants to go to here. But then if we bam, that's going to cause a real problem. So let's have a little think what I want to... Do you know what? We're going to risk it. We're going to put in here. I really want to take Blob out. He's got some nice cards there to be able to do that. So he is going to move to there. And then we are back on to Emma Frost. And let's draw a card. Let's see what she gets. So I think what we're going to do is play this Omega class telepath. And you can see here it says, this turn you can use the symbols at the bottom of the 2 previous hero cards in the storyline instead of only the previous one. Which is going to mean, I mean, do we use that now? It seems these 2 are just not worth, I can't do anything with them. And we literally can't do anything with this because we don't have any move here. So I think this is the only move. So she will then use her 3 wilds because she's going to be able to use the last 2 cards. Nothing from Havoc, 2 wild from Cyclops, a wild from herself. We actually need to put down another clear threat here. And I'm wondering now if we actually start taking out some thugs. And I think that is what we're going to do. So we're going to take out 2 thugs here. That's going to be 2 attacks there. She is then going to move to here. And then she's going to get to draw a 3rd card because she's got only 2 cards and the end of turn on there. And then that is it. We are back round to Magneto. So move on and do a BAM. So to here, his BAM, add 1 and deal 1 damage to each hero in Magneto's location. Well, there is nobody in Magneto's location, so that is convenient. However, he is going to put down... Actually, before we do that, we need to resolve the BAMs from each of the other characters as well. So, Blob, discard 1 civilian from this location, which we can't do. Deal 1 damage and give 1 crisis token to 1 hero in this location. Well, unfortunately, Havoc is there. So he is going to get a crisis token there. So he is now up to 2. And he's going to take a damage. And I really feel like because we're not rescuing civilians, there's less value in these heroic actions. So we're going to move that to the bottom of the deck there. Mastermind. Heroes in this and adjacent locations reveal 1 random card from their hands. For each fight at the bottom of the card revealed, discard 1 from the hero's location. So that's 1 civilian. Oh, dearie me. Do they take any damage? They don't. So I'm not going to bother doing it on Havoc because... he can't discard any, so that's absolutely fine. We can, however, do it on Cyclops. Now, I'm not entirely sure if they, when they say reveal, if we actually put it into here.
A few moments later.
So sorry about that, guys. I was just double checking the terminology. So this is my deck. This is my hand. Now, Cyclops only has 1 card in his hand, so that would be the random card that he revealed, and there are no fight symbols on there. Yeah, there's nothing that we need to do on that one. However, Quicksilver here is deal 1 damage to the hero with the most cards in hand. It's Emma Frost. She is going to get rid of 1 of her organic diamond forms, put that to the back of the deck, and that will be it for Magneto's turn, with the exception, I nearly forgot, we need to put some more thugs down in these locations. And then, yeah, we are now back to Scott Summers. So let's draw a card for him. 2 fight symbols. We do have access to a wild here. We're in a little bit of a pickle, aren't we? To say the least, because if we can get rid of 1 more clear threat before anything from that side. But actually we want Havoc to get rid of Blob. So I think what we are going to do is we're going to spend or play this card, I should say. We're going to use this or Emma Frost card to move. We're actually going to do this first, so take 1 off there. We're going to move him to here and then get rid of another one there. Because if not, yeah, a bit concerned. Although Magneto does only seem to be putting down one at a time, which is a little bit better. Now we are on to Havoc. So let's draw a card. And we have Absorb Cosmic Energy. Gain 1 fight token. You cannot take any damage until the beginning of your next turn. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to play that card, because then that is going to give a move symbol to Emma Frost, which she may potentially be able to use. So he's going to gain a token. So we'll put that up there with the token that he's got. I'm immune to damage. Do I want to move though? I don't think I do at the moment. In fact, I can't move because I need to use 2 to move out. But we are thinking more about giving Emma Frost that. So then he's going to do 2 damage to the blob and take him down to 3 health, because he has 5 in total. That is more than some of our villains. And then let's go and see what Emma Frost gets. So it's another wild. So we've got a move. We can take either a wild, 2 wilds, or a heroic action. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to play this wild card. We're going to move Emma Frost to here, and then we're going to get rid of one of these thug tokens. We really need to start thinking about Cerebro. That may be something that Cyclops can do next time round if he survives, because it very well may take some damage. So over to Magneto's turn. Magneto's helmet. Until the next villain turn, cancel all special effects on hero cards, and Magneto and his henchmen ignore the first damage each hero turn. Wow, okay. So he's not doing a BAM, which is good. He doesn't start doing the whole trigger thing. He is going to put down 1 here, and he is putting down 1 here. However, we can't use any special abilities, and we are ignoring the first lot of damage. So maybe that changes our priorities a little bit this round. That means Havoc could need to do 4 damage to Blob, for example, to get it through, which is very, very unlikely. So let's start with Cyclops. He has got a special, but he's going to do what we said previously. He's going to spend this. So he's got a wild, and he's got a move and a action there as well. Sorry, a heroic action. So he's going to use Cerebro. Now we're 1 off being able to use Cerebro. And then I think what he's going to do is he's actually going to use that last wild and move himself to here and draw 2 cards. I want to make sure these guys have got plenty of health. That may have been a mistake, I'm not entirely sure. And we are over to Havoc's turn. We've got another Plasma Blast in 1 adjacent location. We can't really move from here at the moment. Now, okay, I think we're going to have to do this. I think we've sort of been forced into it, because we can't play this card, because I mean it's not going to do anything, but we can play this. We can do 2 damage to here, which will put Magneto under pressure, and now he's going to be acting every 2 cards rather than every 3 cards. But we can also immediately finish off Cerebro. So we've used Cerebro 3 times now because we've got that on Cyclops' card. So yes, he's under pressure, but he is now vulnerable to damage. And I think this is the way that we're going to have to go, is maybe just ignore some of the other stuff and just try and take Magneto out. The problem we've got is there is only 2 spaces in the entire game that... Oh, actually, no, we cleared this out, didn't we? So he is vulnerable now on these 3 spaces. So we'll see what happens and if we manage to get something from it. So that is Havoc's turn, and we will be going over to Magneto because, as I mentioned, he gets to make... I'll draw a card every 2 now. So let's see what happens here. And we've got away with it again. No, bam. So move 3 and then put down 3. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to put down these 3 thugs. So 1, 2, and 3. Now this one is getting full, or is now full. So that's a little bit of a concern. And right now where Magneto is, he cannot be damaged, which I think could end up causing us a couple of problems. But let's fire on ahead. So it's going to be Emma Frost to activate now. Now that rule before has now passed. She's got 2 heroic actions there. So Magneto's helmet has now passed. So we get the special effects again. And we also get access to being able to do damage straight away. We don't have to do 1 damage beforehand. So we've got 2 heroic actions. We've got 2 attack actions here. I think what we're going to do is move her, or play this card with the 2 wilds. She is going to move to here. She is going to use her 2 to get rid of 2 here. Oh, I mean, we could do it. Yeah, doing a single damage to Quicksilver is just pointless. And then I think, yeah, we're gonna sort of take backsies. We're gonna get rid of this one here as well. So we're gonna use her other wild. So 1, 2, 3 actions, 2 attacks, 2 wilds, and then we use the last wild to move, and then she will get to draw another card as well. Back over to Cyclops, who actually has drawing his 4th card now. Okay then, guys, so I think what we are going to do is we're going to take this move action here, and then with the leadership we get to give a token, a wild token, to any other character. We're going to give that to Havoc. We want to try and power Havoc up so he can take the blob down, and then he is going to use that move to get himself over to here, and then he is going to use 2 heroic actions to try and get rid of this magnetic force field. It's still got 1 left, but I think that's probably the best use of it. And we are back round to Magneto. So he isn't going to move, and he is going to bam. So let's resolve that first. So he stays exactly where he is. He bams, so he adds 1 thug to his current location, and then each hero in this and adjacent locations must discard 1 action token if they have any, which the only one is Havoc, and we may as well discard the fight one because we can always use this one as a fight one if we need to. Let's then take the other BAMs that we've got. So Blob, first of all, discard 1. He can't do. Give a crisis token, and then deal 1 damage. So that's going to be his Plasma Blast. That's going to go down there. That is going to KO Havoc. So because Havoc has been KO'd, we actually now resolve the BAM again. However, we only resolve Magneto's. We don't resolve it for all of the henchmen. But we're going to do that first. And this is going to create a bit of a chain reaction. And this is really how I found that we end up losing this game. So Havoc can't have anything else done to him now because he's KO'd. So he keeps hold of that token, I believe. Let me know down in the comment section below if you think that is right. But he needs to put 1 thug token in his current location, which he cannot do. So he is going to trigger his overflow. And it says here, turn all civilians in that location and in both adjacent locations into thugs. So this goes to here, and this is where his villainous plot comes in, because this is going to get a little bit spicy. So that's the BAM for Havoc dying. We then need to resolve the BAM from Mastermind. So heroes in this and adjacent locations reveal 1 random card from their hand. For each fight at the bottom of the reveal card, discard 1 from the hero's location. Well, once again, we could do it from Cyclops, but there are no civilians there because Magneto has just turned the ball into Thug, so there's nothing that we need to do there. Deal 1 damage to the hero with the most cards in hand. If multiple heroes are tied, heroes choose. Let's take it on Emma Frost. We're going to get rid of these 2 heroic actions and pop that in there. Okay, so we've resolved the BAM part of the card. Now we need to resolve the deployment side of it. So we need 3 Thug tokens. So one of them is going to go here like so. Another one is going to go here like so. And as we already know, we can't put that here. So once again, turn all civilians into thugs, basically. Now, we can't do that because everyone's already done, so we don't need to worry about that one. And that is the end of Magneto's turn, and he has managed to KO one of our characters. But, as we know in this game, they come back fighting. So we're going to draw 4 cards now for Havoc. He still has that wild symbol as well, which could be very, very nice. And then we have got a lot of movement, but not much else. But we've got a movement from here as well. We've got a wild token here. So let's have a little look at what we want to do. We could gain 1 token, but then we may as well just play this. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to just play this card and do 1 damage to Blob. And that will be it. Put that up there for her. And then we are on to Emma Frost. Got a bad feeling about this one, guys. Oh, that is not Emma Frost. That is Emma Frost. So let's draw a card for Emma Frost. She's got a move and attack, and she's got access to an attack there as well. Let's have a little think. Who do we need to be taking down? What do we want to do? I mean, move and attack there if we play this card, but that doesn't really feel worth it. I kind of want to get plenty of actions in there. This needs sorting out because that is a lot. But it's difficult because we don't have 2 moves. There's no way we can get 2 moves, so she cannot get herself to there. So what does she do? Well, I think she's going to play this. She is going to move to here, and she's going to do 2 damage to Quicksilver. Let's put Havoc back up there, and we are back round already to Magneto. Starts to come thick and fast. Magneto's helmet until the next villain turn, cancel all special effects on hero cards, and Magneto and his henchmen ignore the first damage each hero turn. He doesn't BAM, but he does put 2 Thug tokens out. So we're now full on 3 locations. We only have 3 civilians remaining, which is becoming a bit of a problem. And we're back round now to Cyclops. So let's have a little think then about what we want to do. We've got a move and an attack. We've got a leadership here. Leadership means that we can get rid of this, which is nice. This means that we can get rid of some of these threats, which again is very nice. I think we're going to play this here and give the leadership, I'll give the wild token, I should say, from leadership to Havoc. And we're going to play our symbol here, our heroic action, and we're going to get rid of this. This now means that Magneto, no problems with him. Oh, look at that, rescue 1 from this location. Really not something we want to do. We don't want to be taking any of them off the board at all. We've got a move and an attack left. So we've already got 3 cards, so we're not really too concerned about having 3 cards. I mean, the hope is that he moves up. So he moves up like 2 and does that. I think we're going to have to just... Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. I mean, if he moves up there and then it's overflowed, Well, it can be there because we've got too many there. So I think he is going to move to here and do 1 damage to this one here. Defeat one of the thugs. And we are now on to Havoc's turn. Okay. Havoc, you've got a wild symbol there. He's got 3 damage left. He's got access to just that symbol there, but he's got 1, 2, 3. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take this card here. So it's going to give us access to a special, which again we're not too concerned about. But we've got an attack. We're going to use these 2 wild tokens. Actually, we only need to use 1 of those wild tokens. So let's just use that then. And we're going to get rid of Blob. Oh no, because it's enemy effect. We need to use both because we need to do 3 damage to take the 2 off. So there we go. We're going to get rid of that one. And very nice. We will be clearing out another threat card, so put that there. If we do clear out all 3, by the way, or we do complete all missions, the reward for that is we immediately draw 1 card. So effectively another health for everyone, which is really nice. So he can't really do anything else there. I think what we're going to do is give him a attack symbol or a fight symbol, or a fight token, I should say. And that will be it for his turn. And we are once again back with Magneto. Organic iron manipulation. Give each hero 1 crisis token. Then each hero takes the number of damage equal to their crisis tokens. So we move in first. So he's going to go 1, 2. Give everybody a crisis token. So that's Cyclops going up to 3, sorry, up to 2, Emma Frost going up to 2, and Havoc going up to 4. Everyone takes damage. So Emma Frost goes like this, and she is KO'd. So KO'd, deal 1 damage, put a thug token down. Then on to Cyclops. He is going to... We need to start doing some damage onto him now. So I think, let's get rid of this. So we're going to get rid of this one and rid of this one. There we go. So that'll be there. And then where were we up to now? And then Havoc takes all the damage. So we've KO'd, so we bam. So we put another token down. There's nobody there to take damage, and we've got no action tokens either to discard, so that's fine. But we do KO, so we bammed, and then we're now down to deployment, and it is 1 token. We can't do that. We turn all of these into thugs. So we are down, people, to a single civilian. So we need to start doing some damage to Magneto. Now we got, next up is Emma Frost. 1, 2, 3, 4, because she was damaged. We're just going to move these up a little bit here. So what have we got? Nothing really of any use at all. We've got access to a move and an attack there. And man, this is not looking good. I think what we're going to have to do, I think our only choice here is we're going to play this card here. We're going to defeat Quicksilver, which will complete our 3rd and final mission, which will give every character a card immediately, and it's more heroic actions. This is This is a real problem for us. Havoc is going to get a card. Please just don't be like that. Okay. So we've got a move, a heroic action, and an attack left. So I think what we have to do, we have to get rid of some of these, because if he lands here and he can't put one there, so that's what we have to do. We move it to here, we use that there, and that is the end of her turn. We are back now with Cyclops. Heroic actions, brilliant. Well, what do we do here? We play this. We have 2 attacks, a heroic action, and then we can do in both adjacent locations. So that's nice. So we can get rid of that because he can't move anywhere, and we get rid of that. And then he's got 2 attacks that he can do. So he is going to get rid of this one and this one. I think that's all that he can do there, which is nice. It's nice to get rid of those. We're running out of space with this one. This game is going on quite a bit longer than some of the other ones. So we're now back to Magneto, and he is going to move 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then he is going to do no bam, but put down 3 thugs. So 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Now this may be a little bit of a blessing in disguise for us, depending on what Havoc pulls out, which is 2 heroic actions, which is not very useful in any way, shape or form. So I think, oh man, he's got access to 1 attack there. He plays this card. He uses this, and we do 2 damage to Magneto. So these 2 here, and all he's going to do is then take 1 back because of where he is at the end of his turn. And then we are cycling back over to Miss Emma Frost. Okay, well, I think Emma is going to play this card here, purely because we want to give a move to Cyclops so that it can move here and potentially use this optic blast to dish out some damage here, which would be very, very nice indeed. So she's going to use that. And then what she's going to do, because she has access to a special heroic action, which, I mean, there's literally nothing I can spend it on apart from get rid of this, and that would be, yeah, absolutely useless. We're going to go to here. We're going to discard this heroic action and gain 2 fight tokens. Hopefully coming round, and if Magneto moves up, she can do 2 damage to him. Magneto's got left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it started on 7. We've done 2, so he is down to 5 damage. So we are back round with Magneto already. Oh, dearie me. He's going to move 1, 2. He's going to do his BAM, which is 1 damage, and put down a token, which is going to go here. His BAM doesn't do any damage. However, each adjacent hero must remove an action token, which there's nobody adjacent that does, because that's Havoc's and they're Emma Frost, so that is fine. So let's put down his 2 things, or his 3 things I should say. So 1 thug there, 1 thug here, and once again we cannot deploy this last thug, so we use his overflow. We can't trigger his overflow because there are no civilians left to turn. BAM from here on Mastermind, once again it does not matter because there were no civilians left on there. It's one of the reasons why I've not been too concerned about taking him out. So we are now back round to Mr. Scott Summers, and let's see what he's got. So he's got a move, or he's got his optic blasts. I think what he is going to have to do, he doesn't have a choice here. He has to play this. He needs to move to this location. He gets to do adjacent, so he gets to do a damage in each adjacent location. So he'll do that here and here. And then he's going to do 1 damage to Magneto, like so. After Cyclops, it is the turn of Havoc. So let's see what Havoc gets. 3 damage in 1 adjacent location, which is about as useful right now as a chocolate fire guard. But we have to play a card, and the problem is that if we play, I mean, this card is just garbage. Absolutely, really struggling here, guys. So yep, we're gonna take that turn. Token of the turn. We're going to sorry, we don't do that. We do that at the end, but we're going to take this, and then we're going to just get rid of 1 more thug here. And yeah, there's nothing else that we can do. So we're back to Magneto, who is going to move 2. He is going to do his BAM, so deal 1 damage to each hero in locations. Let's get rid of this card for Emma Frost. Discard an action, so each hero in this and adjacent must discard 1 action token, so she needs to get rid of 1 of her attack tokens there, or fight tokens I think they're called. And then we are deploying 3 more thugs, and actually we put 1 thug there from the BAM. We then put another thug here, another thug here, and another thug here. And we are back round now to Emma Frost's turn. Oh dearie me, this is going to be clutch. I think it's going to be all about. I think we go for broke. I think we've got to play this wild card. I think that probably has to be a move action. So she's going to move to here. She's then going to spend both of these. So this. And I've gone crazy. We only get to take off 1 because we've got 1 token there. And that will be it for her turn. And we're really now hoping Scott gets something. So it is a fight. I mean, we need to clear this up. We really need to clear this up. So the hope is that he's going to move clockwise. So he's not going to get back to here. Oh, he's got 1 card left. He has 1 card left. Havoc has got 3. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. Havoc can do it. Havoc's got 4 damage on him, potentially. But unfortunately, he doesn't go yet. So Scott is going to try and buy us some time. So Scott is going to, it's which one we can take 1 damage off. And I think I think this is the better option. We're going to take 1 from there. And then we get to make a move. So do we move to there and draw another card? I don't really want to draw another card yet. I think we just have to take another one off there. Take another one off there, and we're down to Magneto's last card. Oh, I think we've 1, 2, 3, 4, and he does his BAM. So it's 1 damage to Cyclops. Cyclops is going to take this damage here. We will put a thug token here. We will then trigger the 3 thugs that need to be deployed. And as you can see, there is not room for 3 thugs to be deployed, but the only one we care about is this X-Jet here. So 1, 2, and then again we can't put this here, but we turn them all into thugs, but they're already thugs, so that doesn't matter. I think we've done this. So Havoc up next. Yeah, we have. Yes, we have. So Havoc is going to play Plasmablast. He will spend his... Oh, 1 second. Okay guys, so it looks like we have probably lost this, but what we are going to do is we're going to take a gamble and see if there is any way, shape or form that Emma Frost can move to and be able to do 2 damage at the end of this, which I don't think is going to happen, but we shall see, because Havoc can do 3 damage, but if he plays this card, Emma Frost isn't going to get anything, which is, you know, absolutely useless. Yeah, so let's see what happens. So he will use this token to move to here. He will use this card and move to here, and then he'll use Cyclops' attack and his attack token to do 2 damage to Magneto. So that'll be the end of Havoc's turn, and then we're drawing a card. Oh, there we go, people. That is the end of the game, because Emma Frost can't move anywhere. She needed to be able to move up 3 and then do a damage. So our heroes lose their game. That was absolutely clutch. And just to confirm, the reason why we lost that game is we don't have any more cards to draw for Magneto. So yeah, that was a really, really close game. I really, really enjoyed it. Again, it felt like a very, very different game, and I've seen a lot of you in the comment section talk about that, so hopefully you enjoyed it as well. Let's jump back over to the main camera and give some final thoughts. Well, there we go, guys. What a close game that was, right down to the wire, and most definitely the closest game of Marvel United I have had so far. Really enjoyed it though. The game felt really unique. There was a constant pressure on you to get rid of those thugs and try not to lose your civilians, but yeah, in the end, Magneto, we just couldn't take him down. I do feel like one more turn, if he'd have had one more card, we may have been able to eke out the win, but that just wasn't the case, and I'm really, really enjoying this game. Magneto feels like the most unique so far, but again, every single villain we've played in the core box feels really, really different, and so far, before we got to any of the expansions, I am absolutely loving this game, and right now most definitely worth the $295 that I paid for it. Guys, if you've liked this video in any way, shape or form, all I ask is that you leave the video a like. It really, really does help. If you want to support the channel even further, we do have our Patreon up and running. There'll be a link down in the description below. And remember, we have our giveaway running. So if you want to be in with a chance to win a Storm Mohawk edition, it's a Kickstarter exclusive. I don't believe you're going to be able to buy these anywhere. Then you need to make sure you leave a like, you need to make sure you're subscribed, and you need to make sure you leave a comment on this video. And indeed, every one of the Marvel United videos that we've done, every comment that you leave on there will be an additional entry into the prize draw. So if I've done 20 videos and you leave 20 comments, that's going to be 20 chances for you to be able to win this. So make sure you head on over and check out some of those other videos, but the unboxings and the playthroughs that we've been doing as well. Guys, as always, it leaves me with just enough time to say stay well, keep safe, and until next time, bye for now.